Agamemnon the Warrior by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. A queer and fearful question is tied, oppresses my soul and tosses. Can one be alive if Atreus has died on a bed of roses? All that we dreamed of and everywhere praised, all our longing and fear, were fully reflected in those calm eyes, as when a glass of tear. An power dwelt in his hands, a sage of feet was we told. A beautiful cloudy was for's land near the country of gold. What am I? A fragment of ancient reed, javelin fallen on earth. Atreus, the leader of nations, is dead, and I have been spared by death. The dawn is full with reproachful flame, the waters singly sing. It's hard to exist with horrible shame if one had fortified one's king. Children's Song by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Why is that Quincy's mouth red like fire? Isn't it because he's chewing metal? And the new financier of my father, how so we can meet each other and extend to her a hearty welcome. Welcome her with her eyes, you will not hit her. Its mother will poke her eyes so she will whip the guts out of her stomach. Don Juan by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. My own dream is lofty, simple thing, to seize the oar, put feel into the stirrups, and to deceive the time that slow tries to stir us by kissing lips ever new and pink. And getting out to keep the law of Christ, cast down looks, put on sackcloth and ashes, put on the chest his heavy obligations, the iron cross that he died on for us. And only when, midst the orgies madness, I get my senses, a sleepwalker aimless, just frightened in the silence of his ways. Then I recall the worst of many others, had not children from a woman in years, and never called a man a brother. Dreams by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. By the hut left by people in heaven, where the fence's black remnants are steeping, a rag-hearted a beggar and black-eyed raven were discussing the dreams of sleeping. The old bird with commotions and moans was repeating in hot indecisions that he had on the tower stones the unusual fabulous visions. That in flight full of veil and air, he, who lost the usual sadness, was a swan, snow-white, sweet and fair, the beggar, a prince of greatness. The ugly pauper was helplessly wailing, heavy night was descending and raining. The old woman, while passing the dwelling, was unceasingly crossing and praying. Eternal by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. I am in the days embracing limits, live in skies ever grey. Look through the ages, live in minutes, and wait for Holy Saturday. The end of soul's aimless travels, of luck's and trouble's peaceful end. Oh, come, my day when I will be able to know, see, and understand. My soul will be so new and broad, all that's alluring will be mine. And I will bless the golden road, from blind Warmint to golden sun. And he who went with me wherever, through thunders and the silent peace, he who was kind to me in fever, and cruel when I stayed in bliss, or taught me to a wisdom whole, to fight, reserve, or overcome, return to me and leave his pole, and simply tell me, we have come. Forest by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. In that magic forest, towering trees unexpectedly come forward from the haze. Out of the earth, roots spring from other roots, like the arms of the dwellers of burial vaults. Under the cover of the blazing autumn leaves, the lonesome giants, trolls and lions used to live. Here sailors saw the tracks in golden sand, left behind by a six-fingered human hand. Peers of France, the furrow and valiant knights, never sat on this forbidden place their size. Nor the bushes ever hid a pirate's lair, no hermit ever made his lodging there. Only once we saw in a lurid tempest light, a cat-headed woman softly stepping into the night. Doomed to wear a solid silver coronet, she was lamenting and sobbing till the sunset. Now communion was given by a priest when, by quiet dawn, she passed away in peace. All this happened in those years which have passed without leaving any trace. All this happened in a realm which would never come across your wildest dreams. I imagined all of this by looking at the fiery braids that always snake around your head, looking at your ever-changing greenish eyes, akin to Persian feverish turquoise. Well, perhaps that forest is the soul of yours, well, perhaps that forest is always my remorse. Perhaps one day when we will die, to this forest we will travel, you and I. Giraffe by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Today I see your glances especially sad, your arms embracing your knees especially thin. Listen, far, far away in the lake of Chat wanders a gentle giraffe. He's endowed of slender grace and bliss, his height adorned with magical design, which the moonlight alone, shattering and rocking on the wide weather of the lake, dares to rival. From afar he resembles the colored sails of a ship, and his gait is smooth as the joyful flight of a bird. A novice viewer will witness many wonders when, at sunset, he hides in a marble grotto. I could tell merry tales of mysterious lands, of a black maiden, a young chief's passion, but you have too long inhaled the heavy mist, you will believe in nothing but rain. How can I tell you about a tropical garden, slender palms with scant of inconceivable herbs? My crying, listen, far off on the lake of Chet, wanders a gentle giraffe. Happiness by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. My sailing boat, craft of redwood, is swift, my flute is carved out of jasper. The water is daintily moved from the silk, the wine, the voice, and heartache. If you're the owner of a swift little boat, the wine, and the beautiful woman, else can I ask for? I respect, to heavenly gods you are equal. Home by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. A merciless fire devoured the house of my childhood games. I needed to overcome sorrow and sailed on the golden-masted boat. I played my beautiful flute to the high-rising moon in the sky. The moon, by my singing, got saddened and covered herself with cloud. And I turned my eyes to the mountain, but had no more songs on my mind. It seemed all the joys of my childhood were burned in the flames of my home. I wished in despair for a refuge that water could offer to me. A sudden reflection of the woman slid by like the one of the moon. And should she sincerely desire, should the moon kindly approve, willing to build a new house, the woman's mysterious heart. It was not once by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. It was not only once, it will go this way. A fight which is death and destroying, as had happened before. You rebuff me today, to return like a slave by the morning. Therefore don't be stressed, my friend, enemy. Group black laces, the moans of love will be moans of pain, and kisses will leave bloody traces. Like undistinguishable horses, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Like undistinguishable horses gleam by my every painful days, as the fate of the living roses and our living nightingales. But she is too upset and saddened, my single governess, my love, on a skin of satin the poisoned blood is now moved. If I stay in the world I live in, it is because I have a dream. Both of us, like two blind children, will go to the highlands rims, where clouds are so wide and close, where only goats run the dales, to seek forever faded roses and hark to lifeless nightingales. Moon over the Sea by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. The moon relinquished sharp-edged cliffs at sea line, and with transparent gold the waters shine on board of a pointed boat. This evening the friends enjoy the heated glass of wine. When looking at the clouds passing swiftly through the reflection of the moonlight post, some of the friends will find those clouds closely resembling the holy woman's ghosts. Another group imagine those clouds as heaven-bound souls of pious men. Further friends insist with their doubts the clouds resemble a caravan of swans. My thoughts, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Why did you come, my thoughts, in an instant, like thieves to rob my quiet habitation, like vultures gloomy and malignant, athirst for dread mutilation? My hopes had gone and run away my vision, my eyes were opened by fierce agitation, and, in the sacred books of new religions, I read my words, my deeds, and plans for future actions. For that I with looks so calmly and quiet watched them who sailed to victory and glory, that with my lips I touched the lips on fire, which did not have a former sinning story, and those hands of mine, my own fingers, did now applaud, were so thin and pliant, and that my songs were rambling and my singers could only sing while making a sad sound, for all the snow came repetition. Blindness will smash the gentle, deceptive temple, and thoughts will come into my habitation and strangle me like thieves, heavy tramper. Nature by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. A triangle is this little mountain lake. It's filled with water like a cup. Bamboo looks just like little houses, and trees above a sea of roofs. Its cliffs are sharp and crouched like pedagogues among the flowers they rise. Eternal nature always learns from us, and makes my heart and soul rejoice. Oh, how silent is the nature, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. How silent is the nature, only looks and only hears. The spirit in a rapture clings to a freedom fast and fierce. A This planet will forget offences of him who trades, of him who kills, and, as in reminiscences, druids will teach from greenish hills. As in olden times, the poets will lead man's soul up to heights, like angel leads the dazzling comets to a point that is not in sight. Poet by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. I heard from the garden a woman singing, I gazed at the moon. What's in wondered about that woman's in love with the moon? A stranger might of the beautiful goddess, I do sense a gaze in return. And never tree branch so beds in the darkness will ever counsel me from her. She likes the reflection eyes of the poets, of long-forgotten their wives. They look like the glittering scales of dragons, that of bars of seas. Shame by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. May be in my previous being, I've got the throat of my mom and dad. Even with one Lord of all the living, I have been doomed to suffering like that. If I call for dogs of mine aloud, just for my own ears to see, not obeying all my signs and shouts, it would promptly run away from me. If I come to the chanting foam of my native and well-known sea, I see with a black bow and fast go back away from me. My day looks like looks a man extinguished, and my work like somebody else's strife. Mine is only pine of undistinguished, non-platonic and unworthy love. Let their languor be in action, I'll not stop to wait a time when, in my future version of creation, will come again at night again. She, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. I know her, a bitter silence, a tightness of her words and cries, I listen to the secret changing brightness of widening pupils of her eyes. Heart is opened with craving only to music of the verse, for the life of joy in playing she stands aloof and won't converse. Her steps aren't heard or ever hurried, her quiet, oddly smooth and fine, she cannot be called a beauty staring, but keeps all happiness of mine. And if I might be selfish ever, or brave and proud as I could, I learned the pains, so sweet and clever in a delirious, dreamy mood. A source of light and pine and sadness, she carries lightning in her hands. Her dreams are clear as shadows on flaming paradise's sands. The clever demon by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. My old good friend, my faithful demon, had sung the little song to me. All night of hell the sailor sailed on, but drowned by the morn and sea. Around him waves stood like domes, fell and loomed again above. Before him the vivid foam was flying his unrivalled love. He heard the call when he was flitting, and the sea feud trust in me. Remember, said this demon witty, he droned at the morn on the sea. The Conquistador by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Conquistador set in the iron armor. Like giddy full of the outgoing star, I go over precipice, harbors, and rest in joyful groves so far. Wild and starless heavens shatter, the haze is growing, but it's silent I must wait. Conquistador in iron armor set, I'll find my love, find it sooner or later. And if the stars are void of midday words, I shall myself create them for worlds, and won't be charmed by the songs of battles. I'm brother of gulfs and storms, that I will plait into my uniforms a lily, the blue star of flourishing valleys. The Descendants of Cain by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. He did not lie, the ghost so sad and thoughtful from the start took his name by chance, when he had said, "Don't fear the Lord," to us, just strive the fruit and be like him immortal. All roads for youth are open and glow, and all forbidden works for older ones, and ember fruits like gaily girls at once, and nurseries forever white as snow. But why we lean, bereft of any strength, and feel that someone has forgot all of us at length, against the treat of the old lure, if only by an easy hand of someone, by chance, two little sticks of flax poets, leaves of grass, will be united and crossed firmly. The Gates of Paradise by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. The eternal entrance into Eden is not locked with 7 precious seals. It has not charms nor light of heaven, and the people don't know that it is. It's a doorway in a wall forgotten, stones, moss and nothing more else. Near stands a beggar, and the rotten keys are hanging at his gaudy waist. Paladins ride by in agitation, trumpets wail, minutes hither chant. Nobody spares his attention to the Peter, the Apostle, the Saint. They dream they are by sepulchres ever, paradise will open doors for us, at the footing of the Mount of Heber, the combating all with thrust. So way the armored monster goes, and in the air the trumpets ring and wail, the apostle in the tattered cloth, like a beggar, looks and poor and pale. The Other One by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. A waitful full of thoughts provoking, and a day and a pretty wife, and of a sincere and gentle talking about the old time in life. And mistress, I'm bored of languid whispers, languid looks, and lights a lot and more torturous that I took. Wait for the most sense, by deities, who's my friend by sacred rites, cause my heart has pined for centuries for silence from heaven's heights. The wrong was he, the merciless, who lost eternity at once, were taken for the eye of us, dreams that were uniting us. The Prophets by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Where are the modern prophets here? For altars totally are felt. Their eyes are very deep and clear, in them the flame of future set. For them the chords of fame are alien, they are pressing the mass and depth of words. All they are frightened, pale and sullen in tombs of stony abodes. And sometimes in the fits of sadness a prophet just repelled by us raises up to skies his look of greatness, the look of clear and beaming eyes. He says that he is in bonds of madness, and that his holds a light for us, that he has seen in depths of sadness the shining face of Jesus Christ. The dreams of a Lord of many faces, kind as the hand of him who gives, not just to one like him in graces as the night of kindness lives. He says that word is not such fierce, that he's a prince of future dawns, but just the towers of black spirits listen to him with mock and scorn. The Right Away by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Birth of word is by agony molded, for earthly life it is quietly going. It is a stranger which drinks from the golden pitcher the drops of a savage's morning. Go to nature, the nature's hostel, all here is frightening, all is in fullness. There the triumphs here, singing the doge psalms to the Lord, apathetic and useless. If for you must weigh with exactness this tale of poets, and be very clever, you won't be sorry for light and life's greatness, but for a thought which is reigning forever. There is a way that is high and severe, bitterly cry of the winds, wild and bitter, live the beggars in dens of beer, frame the dark dreams in the mould of the meter. The Road by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. I stared at the unfolding road beneath the shadow of grand oaks. Such a familiar old road, surrounded by flower fence. The evening fog starts slowly setting, uneasy sadness brings me tears, when every pebble on this road seems so familiar and dear. Why would I ever take the road? It will not bring me to the place where I get stifled in my throat, the house where my beloved lives. When she was born, her feet were strangled, they put within the iron grips, and she grew up to be a stranger to shady roads calling vibes. When she was born, her heart was strangled, they put it in the iron gyves, and she who's been my heart's desire will never be my dear wife. The Sixth Sense by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Fine is the wine that is in love of us, the goodly bread we wait for from the oven, and the woman whom we have possessed at last, after we've suffered in the yoke her own. But what to do if a red sunset freezes above a sky that's drowning and cold, and there is silence and unearthly peace? What can one do with the immortal ode? You can't eat or drink or even kiss. The moment fled, and next one no hovers, and we wring hands, but yet once more miss. We are condemned to miss and over. Just as a boy, forgetting games and friends, sometimes beholds the girl's bath in the river, and knowing nothing of the loving trends, is yet tormented by a hidden fever. As once a time an overgrowing banks moistened creature holdeth in despair of self-impotence, feeling one's back wings still unformed by the feeble pair, so century after century, then, O Christ, under the knife of liberal arts and nature, the flesh breaks down and the spirit cries, as with the organs of a sixth sensation. The Trees by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. I know to the trees, but not to us, perfection of life is given whole. And on the earth the sister of the stars will live in exile, as they do at home. In latest falls and sad and empty fields, red brass dawns and amber-clad sunrises teach to the hues, dissolved in thinnest films, these people green and free forever masses. Moses exists among these oaks, tall and merry too among the palms for ages. The souls sent to the other's quiet calls, with waters run in darkness void of edges. A polishing and brushing stony gems and grinding rocks, the spring babbles in a quarr. We sing a song, or mourn a broken elm, or praise the leaves which dressed the sycamore. If I might be ever blessed to find the place where, lost of singing and bewailing, I would rise silently up to the heaven height for the millenniums unending. The Word by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. In the days when the God eternal was declining face to the new world, A word they stopped the sun's inferno and destroyed the towns by his word. And an eagle was falling at the ground, stars were backing to the moon in fright, if, as made from orange flames a cloud, word was sailing in the heaven's height. Figures were involved in low action, as the tamed domesticated herd, just because what set of comprehension from the clever figure could be learned. The white-bearded patriarch, which found good and evil by his own hands, deciding not to use the sacred sounds drew a figure by Canaan's sands. Did we not forget in trouble's own only words is blessing in the world? In the gospel sent to us by John is the saying that the word is God. We designed for it the limits, gladly, the scant limits of life and falls, like bees in empty heaves smell badly, badly smell the dead forever birds. Theater by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. All of us, writers and sinners, born in prison, raised at the alpha, all of us are funny actors in the theater of a creator. The Lord sits on his throne, merrily follows the show, brightly on his sumptuous gown sparkles and golden stars glow. Ah, how easy and pleasant is the Empyrean staging, may the virgin's content finds the libretto engaging. Hamlet he has to be petted, Cain he should be audacious, audience takes an angelic shine victorious trumpets. God leaning forward is watching, he is caught up in the drama, pity of Cain is crying, Hamlet will have blissful moments. It goes against his intentions, to avoid divitations, God will entrust the protection into Pain's hands, a deaf titan. Never Pain shooting higher, cunningly, webbing and freely, those who chose to retire are castigated severely. Tortures grow out of proportion, fear and dismay, even greater. What if continuous celebration, the theatre of a creator? To a poet, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. That verse of yours be flexible, but strong, strong as a poplar on the valley's cover, strong as the earth under a plough, long strong as a girl who never knew a lover. Reliably preserve serenity at length, your verse need not to be fluttering or booming, or the muse's very easy steps, she's not a dancer, but a goddess ruling. Frolicsome din of interrupted rhymes, temptation for decline, so free and so easy, just leave for us but jokers in a dance on city streets for people who aren't busy. Going out on the sacred paths, bring to melodiousness your chosen damnation. You know she's the mistress of the mass, she craves embraces, as the death to nations. To the people of the future, by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. The single link was else respected by people of the days that gone, as written on its tablets cared that love and life is one. But you're not they, you live like arrows of dreams that fly through skies and earth. In your flight unite, my fellows, the love and death. They said in their pledge eternal that they are slaves of the bad past, and they were born in dust infernal and will return again to dust. Your heedless brightness was aroused by songs of lyre, mad and fine, eternally will be your spouse, the world a shrine. All folk were utterly believing that they must live and love with smiles, and woman is a child of sinning, was marked by sins 100 times. But different, unearthly sounds were brought to you by running years, you will take to snow crowns your gentle friends. Union by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. The moon climbs graciously the evening heavens, and there affectionately rests a beauty. The evening breeze is canvassing the lake shore to spread the kisses to the happy water. Oh, how heavenly would be a union of people who are destined for each other. Yet those who are destined for each other can rarely, alas, enjoy their union. Wanderer by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Wanderer, far from his homeland, you are poor and you are alone, for the time deprived of listening to the music of mother tongue. Yet here nature is so magnificent that you are not entirely lost. Singing birds on the trees around you, would you call it a foreign tongue? Only listening to the autumn flute, sick hearts iridescent shim. Only noticing of a dragon shape, big white clouds up in the skies. You'll embrace what you have inherited, eternal sadness and pain. In your dreams you'll sail away back home, with your eyes shielded from the sun. Young Girls by Nikolai Stepanovich Gumilev. Girls are enchanted by rubies' tales, they be an image of firebirds. The girls leave behind their parents' home, follow the Frenchmen obediently.